It says we're
Hello.
alive.
What?
It says we're alive.
We are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the FAE News Network. I am here tonight with Gunther Hammerhands and Count Morbid and Famous Dana. I'm also trying to find a place to clip my clipper, but I can't.
Clip it
So
to
that I
your
don't.
phone. You
Very
got
close.
it
Very close. Do not come very well equipped to deal with this sort of stuff. Ooh, I'm sorry that we're a little bit late. It took me some extra time tonight to get ready. I've been super on the go. I just returned from the Kingdom of Pacifica down in Meadow City, which you guys will all recognize as Sin City or Las Vegas. I knew I forgot something. I forgot to get ghosts, you guys. I forgot to get ghosts.
Woohoo!
I have
a big cross.
Right, quick, Morbid, stop. Lolly, go get ghosts.
No, I'm so sorry. Let's see. Okay, so I think I have to run and get some ghosts really fast. You guys, quick, talk amongst yourselves. What did you do this last? Well, we know what you did, Baron Hammerhands. You got your teeth pulled.
So you want a story about that, do you?
A short story.
I don't want to tell it. It's gross.
Maybe famous Dana can tell it. Okay, I'm gonna run and get ghosts really fast. I'll be back. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry.
Go. Famous Dana doesn't know the story.
Tell that one joke you know.
Tell that one joke you know.
That Baron Hammerhands actually bleeds red?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. It was everywhere.
Wow. It really sounds like the kind of story that I would be telling.
Yeah, well.
She wanted a story about the teeth?
Fragments of teeth right over there.
I suppose.
That I could show off to everybody. Well,
does anyone have any other exciting October Halloween-y type stuff?
Yeah, do that. Definitely.
By the way,
Halloween-y.
Oh, good. The princess is back. Oh no, she's got a cat. She's not afraid to visit.
She's not back if she's got a cat.
Maybe the kitty is back. You said you have a Halloween-y story, Morbid?
No, I was asking if anyone did.
Oh.
I can't hear Gunther at all, by the way, but.
Okay.
I just want to watch the cat go back and forth.
I'm sitting here waiting. Just watch the cat do laps.
Well, I'm working really hard on a bunch of projects that I have, sewing projects, where I make Princess Lolly some new clothing for the Dumb Supper, and I'm also going to be having some new clothing for the Dumb Supper, though not the same material, though. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fairy
I don't
Princess
think
shines.
I don't
think
you have a hoop skirt for you.
I don't think I want a hoop skirt. I've got enough hoop in myself.
Yes, hoop skirts are really something that works on my figure as well.
I tried to find a hoop skirt big enough for me, but it just won't work out, I don't think.
We have to add like 2 or 3 layers to make your skirts look right.
It would be like a hula hoop skirt, is what it would be.
Hey guys, remember when we did ghost hunting last time? What did I hide all of the ghosts in?
So,
teacups.
Yeah, they were in teacups, but you also had only 6 ghosts left.
But that's what you did it. You used those for the shell game.
Count Morbid, those are the ghosts that are escaping your graveyards. They're not just for the show game. They're for all the shenanigans and everything in between until the Dumb Supper. You're going to have to pay out, buddy. I want you to know. I'm looking forward to it.
I cheat alone.
I think I've got an improv here. Ooh, as long as I don't knock everything over in the process. Let's see.
Is it just weird? Do I look paler than normal?
Let's see.
I think we all look a little paler than normal.
Well, you know, my lighting, my wrist is gold, so it should make me pale.
There's not exactly as much of that stupid sunlight around.
Yeah. I've been sick, though. The holes in my mouth.
Mushroom.
I have been going to the university to learn how to do stuff, and
Don't do that. They try to trap
they've
you.
been sucking out my brains
It's slowly eating your soul.
a little bit every day.
Oh, by the way, I sense that there is a will-o'-the-wisp near.
Mm.
Ah, yes. All right. Okay, hold on. Woo-hoo.
The best thing about going back to the university is they make some awesome cake.
That's
Oh,
worth going anywhere for.
Learning stuff is amazing.
welcome, Lumina. Hello. I'm actually glad to see you. I mean, not that I'm not glad to see you on other evenings. That didn't even sound right. I'm actually glad to see you this evening on other evenings, though. I'm not glad
Forget
at
about
all.
it.
That is a great looking tunic you have there, Lumina.
It is.
It
It's from
is.
Weds, and it's cheap and cheesy, but it's comfy.
I know. I have
It's not
one.
cheap and cheesy. I like it.
That looks like my shirt she has on.
The shirt was too small for you, remember? So I started wearing it.
This is from Wish too. I don't know if it shows up very good or not.
Don't do
It's
that.
a little raven with.
Don't do the wish thing.
Ooh.
Don't do
Hold
the
on.
wish
You
thing.
got that tunic on Wish?
Yeah.
I did.
Yes.
Molly, I had the exact same one, and Famous Dana took it because it was too small for me.
Oh.
I
you-
texted
We
him.
have it in many colors.
Did you order size gargantuan? Because that's kind of the size that you need.
Yes,
Side
and I also
And
have,
this is also from Wish. Let's see if I can get it to show up here.
I also have that too.
So I think
Kind of
that
like it.
Ion
I have
is
that too.
I think that Ion is working on joining us soon, and one of you is going to have to leave when our guest artist gets here for a few minutes.
I'll go.
So
Dibs!
You have to stay because you want to leave.
I know, that's right. No,
I volunteer as tribute.
yeah, you know what though? We don't want to make you happy. It ruins the entire mystique of Count
Yes.
Morbid if you're happy. You need to be sad, dreary, dismal, droll, all of those things.
Please don't.
If
put me
he's
in
happy
the
and
prayer patch.
Knows it, make him stay. If he's
Please.
happy and we know
I
it, make
don't
him
want to
stay.
go. I'm so
Okay, you guys, are you guys ready? So we're gonna start off. I'm gonna do. We're gonna start off with a ghost hunt. So if folks don't know what a ghost hunt is or how it works, this is a ghost, right? This is one of the ghosts that has escaped Count Morbid's graveyard. I am going to hide it behind one of these, and then on the count of three, 1, 2, 3. You have to type into the comments which house you think it is behind. 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so a moment for me to hide the ghost. Okay, if you guys are able to see a shadow of my hand, that's totally like not fair.
escaped is such a strong word.
Oh, what?
No fair is me not being able to type.
It's a previously unannounced vacation.
Okay, escaped is such a previously unannounced vacation. Oh, is that so? We actually had a really good time doing shenanigans at Oktoberfest. It was pretty great. We got a lot of people involved. Yeah, they had to answer trivia questions. Like what was? They had to answer trivia questions about different famous ghosts. I can set this down. And if they got the question right, then whoever was the asker of the question won the ghost. And so, what was your favorite question? Do you remember, Ion, from the list? Oh, I can't hear you, Ion.
Aha!
Have you-
None of
Are
us
you there?
can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
No.
yes, I can.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
So my favorite question was one I got to ask, which turned out to be a musical one, which was what was it? It was 1, 2, he's coming for you. But I locked the door.
Door, yes.
Are you talking about Fred Krueger?
Yes, a ghost.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You would have won it for me.
See, yeah, you would have won right there. The easiest one on the list, though, was the first one. If you were to ask me, who is the friendly ghost? Who is the friendly?
That'd be Casper.
No, Count Morbid. We're on to a new ghost now. Who's the friendly ghost?
Oh no.
Casper.
No, I know.
Casper, yes.
Not
And
morbid.
what was the hardest one, do you think?
The name of the ghost from the movie Ghost with Demi Moore.
Yes. Who is the ghost that likes pottery and Demi Moore?
Patrick Swayze.
Yes, the name of the ghost is.
What is the name of the ghost?
Listen, Patrick Swayze is a ghost now. He's dead.
If somebody would have said that, I probably would have accepted that. For an
Ouch.
answer. It's terrible, but it's true.
Yes, indeed. Terrible, terrible.
Okay, so the ghost is currently hidden. Ooh, it's 8 o'clock. We actually should have our guest waiting here. If I could see it sometime soon. Anyway, so the ghost is hidden behind one of these three. So number 1, number 2, number 3. On the count of 3, please type into the comments which house you think the ghost is haunting. On your marks, get set. 1, 2, 3, go.
It's in Ravenclaw.
It's in Ravenclaw. Okay, those were actually some of the questions. Another one of the questions was, what is the ghost that lives in the downstairs bathroom at Hogwarts?
Oh God, that's the crying girl. I can't remember
Moaning
think of her
girl.
name though.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think more we got it. Let's see. What was the other one? Oh, who
What
was the ghost
ghost
that
that
is
was nearly decapitated?
nearly decapitated? That's right.
Nearly
Really,
headless.
Headless Nick.
Nearly
Yes.
hit the neck, yes.
And who is the ghost of House Slytherin?
Who isn't?
Ooh, that's a okay. So I see some
That's not
answers. Let's see.
Henson, is it?
I see a. Oh no. Ooh, I see some Facebook folk. Like, this is sad. Facebook users. So this is our first night multi-streaming, and the platform which we are doing it is only allowing me to see your name if you are watching us through YouTube and not through Facebook. So please, Facebook users, type your number and your name, because I can't see who is who via Facebook. And the Bloody Baron, that is actually the correct answer, whoever typed that. I know, super annoying. I'm very sorry,
Nicholas
Facebook users.
Nimsy Porpington? Wow.
Oh, that's-
I know Sir
really-
Nick, but
That's nearly
Okay,
Headless
so
Nick.
because I have a Facebook user here, it says guest number 1, Emily Boyer. You have guest number 2, and the first person to guess number 3. Let's see. Ooh, nobody has guessed number 3.
Number 3.
Yes.
the bloody
I guess the
Baron
first
is a
person to
ghost.
type their name and number 3. You only have to type your name if you're watching us through Facebook. Oh my gosh. Okay. Flynn, it looks like you are number 1. Emily, you're number 2. And who's number 3? Who's giving me number 3? Come on. I need one more name. No,
It's a
Count
pretty cool
Morbid.
name.
Now, you know what? You cannot play and try to re-win your own ghosts. That's not fair. Oh, Flynn said 1. Okay, here we go. So, Flynn, you're number 1. Emily, number 2. And I need one more person to number 3. Okay. I'm going to do...
Coladas.
What?
Enchanted
I
Forest
need pina
Experience
colada.
number 3.
I saw Enchanted Forest say,
Oh,
yay!
Oh, Enchanted Forest Experience, number 3. Okay, so here we go. Is it behind door number 1?
No!
No. Is it behind door number 2?
No!
Oh,
Oh.
behind
I
door
know
number
this
3.
By custom elimination, yes!
Yes, Enchanted Forest Experience, you win this ghost, whose name happens to be Maydell Eisenberg Balos.
Like,
I don't know.
No, Gio, make sure you put
I have-
the ISR on.
Eisenberg sounds kind of uncertain.
Ah.
Oh my, that was actually super clever, Count Morbid. That was clever.
That was entirely.
I'm really
wrong.
impressed because,
That was-
normally you're not that clever.
Oh,
I-
Wow.
Ross. There's no
Oh,
Ross.
he'll get me back. Don't worry. I'm sure he just, he's waiting. Let's see. Ooh, let's see. What day are we on? We're on the 16th.
Another
Okay.
rather tricksy ghost question was Jack Skellington's pet dog's name.
Oh,
Zero.
yeah.
0.
Oh my gosh. I think Gunther beat Count Morbid to that. I can't believe it.
But you
By the way,
forget,
here's
my
a very
favorite,
easy
that's
one
my
because I
favorite
watched this
Halloween
movie
flash
with my
movie ever.
apprentice. Who is the ghost with the most?
Beetlejuice.
Is that true?
Wow.
Is that what Beetlejuice said about himself? I've never seen Beetlejuice.
He's a ghost with most.
She's a virgin.
We're gonna
my
arrange for that to
dear.
be
You
fixed.
are not allowed to go to the dumb supper.
She will see it before the dumb supper.
How about this? I mean, if it makes you feel any better, we're going to have a giant screen there, and you can Bluetooth to it. You can use that human technology and bring Beetlejuice and
Or
force
me
it
and
upon me.
So,
Or
so
if we'll just do it.
Sounds like we're.
I think our artist guest is here. Did you want me to bow out? So that
No, me.
No, you have to say because you want to leave.
I mean, don't throw me into that briar patch.
Seriously though, Count Morbid, I know that you actually have other things going on tonight as well, and you do too, Lumina. Do either of you guys want to go? You guys get the
Actually,
first option.
We finished what I had to get done tonight, thankfully.
Oh, okay. And how about you, Count Morbid?
I'm either way. I mean, I don't mind popping off, but I can linger here either way.
Good. More pain for you. Ion, will you go ahead and we'll take you out for a second, and
Sure.
you can. All right. Let's see. Here you are. Do. And
Hello, Ion.
But Bluetooth really does sound like a troll dentist.
wait. Oh, here we are. Okay.
It does.
You know
No.
what's really funny is that if you look at the symbol for Bluetooth, it is actually one.
Oh my goodness. I hear noise. Woo. Hello, Miss Bambi. What do you have going on over there? It's very noisy.
Hi. It
Welcome
is.
to our live stream.
It may be my back door.
Aha. Oh.
Let's
It's a
see.
little
If,
bit-
is that better?
Yes, it is. Can you turn
Okay.
your personal
So,
can you can you turn your personal voice volume down just a tiny bit? Do you have a little microphone?
Yeah. Is that better?
A little bit more. At least on my end, it seems like. I don't know.
How about that?
Yay, that's better. Welcome.
How about that?
Welcome to the show.
Okay.
How about now?
Thank you. I can't. Oh, now I see me. So my computer apparently is really sorry. I've got a huge delay. So
It is.
I mean, it's really interesting to watch you guys move all robotically, but see, like everybody's frozen right now.
Well, I guess at least we're frozen in robot mode.
Yeah. Thanks for the entertainment.
Yes. So allow me, please, to introduce you. Actually, I want to make a quick statement really fast. To follow up on the ghost thing. Enchanted Forest, you won the first ghost, so we will need your human name and snail mail address so that I can send you the ghost, just so you know. If you want to, please find us and send that along, or drop a message so that we can find you. That would be excellent. And okay, so back to you. So everybody, this is Bambi from ZomBambie Crochet, and she is our featured guest artist today.
Hi, Bambi.
Hello. Yes, so we shall start today by asking you a little bit. Tell us, what is it that you do?
Well, I crochet 24/7, pretty much like a zombie, does nothing but walk and look for brains. I'm just constantly at it, just probably about 12 to 14 hours a day. So I stop to eat, sleep, a little bit of Mary, and then I'm right back to work. So that's pretty much what I do. And that's it. Well, I'm happy to say I kind of love it. So.
Well, you've made a business out of it. So what is it that you crochet for your business? What are the items that you have?
Well, I've been crocheting and doing other crafts. Apparently I started with knitting when I was about 5, and I don't remember that. I guess I started after, and I loved everything I made, but I only knew how to make blankets. You know, I didn't really know how to think outside the box, and I got really bored. So I started, seeing other really cool ideas online, and thought, I would probably renew my love for this craft if I did things that were more appealing to my personal taste, and do things that are odd and different and that challenge me. So I don't do blankets anymore, for the record. Sometimes I do. I am collaborating on one with my mom right now that I'll be debuting October 25th at Bloodingham. And it's the first Afghan I've done in years. And I know people have asked, but I've refused until now. So my mom is the one that taught me my craft. And so her and I doing this together is really cool. I don't have any sneak peeks because I'm not going to show anyone until it's totally done.
Well, can you tell us what is it that what it is, even if we can't sneak peek at it?
It's an Afghan.
Oh, an Afghan.
But it's not going to have your average crocheted trim. That's all I'm going to say about the trim. But it's also done out of a granny square pattern that was created by my mom and a friend of the family. I mean, way back years ago. So this is kind of like a family pattern that nobody else has. And so I've been given permission to sell this Afghan and then release the pattern for the square. So other people like me that crochet can actually make this too. And it's like a 3D puffy flower square. It's really cool. But I'm going to do a little more to it because I wouldn't be ZomBambie if I didn't. So it'll be a little creepy. Skulls will be involved somehow, somewhere.
I was going to ask if there was a color scheme to your particular Afghan right now, or if we were all guessing what its colors are going to be. But you said zombie-ish, so creepy. Gray?
Red, gray, black.
Some green?
Black. Definitely. Everything I do has black in it. So
nice.
Oh, and that's my princess, by the way. But yeah, it's a black border, black trim. And the colors that we went for, she really likes like golds and orange, and I don't. But we worked it together, and we kind of made kind of a fall collection of colors. And I've also incorporated some fur trim yarn here and there to make it patchwork like.
Cool.
So, but I've never seen an Afghan done this way, so I'm super excited, and I hope that whoever gets to take it home forever and ever will cherish it.
I don't know how somebody couldn't. So I'm curious, while he's gone and hypothetically not listening to us. Dang it, here he comes. Go away, Count Morbid. I mean, come back quickly, but go away.
He never goes away.
He's creeping. I saw it.
He has his volume up so he can hear us. Those parasols, how much one, I'm curious, how long does it take to make something like that? And 2, what is the price on those parasols? What do they run, like a price range?
So those parasols, they usually take me about 2 weeks. I freehand them, so there's not a pattern that I follow. I just sit down and start crocheting, and every few rounds I put it onto the frame to make sure that, that it fits. And so if you notice, I don't do a lot of them because it takes about 2 weeks, and they're $99. Generally, I don't take custom orders for them because they do take so long. So I just try to have 1 or 2 on hand all the time. But if you ever look at the different pictures of all of them, every one of them's different because I freehand them. I'm not really good at following rules or patterns or anything like that. So I freehand a lot. Yeah.
I can't even imagine how one freehands onto an umbrella skeleton. What do you call that?
Oh my God. You call that insanity is what you call that, really. And a lot of time ripping out my work.
Don't poke yourself in the leg accidentally.
For some reason, I want to say umbrella tines. Like
Tiny.
Nice.
That actually sounds like a very good and appropriate word. Now, what?
It's
What's that?
therapeutic.
Oh my gosh, that is a fat dog.
It's on the floor. I like it.
That dog that's dragging his butt.
Why, thanks for sharing that, Count Morbid.
How morbid, it might have worms. You might want to get that checked out.
Have you ever crocheted any costumes? I've seen some very exciting hats and various things that have been crocheted before.
Oh, that sounds cool.
I don't know if she can hear me.
Uh-oh.
Those are cool, but they're kind of boring. I think she does some things that are amazing and awesome, and just the boring stuff isn't fun anymore.
Well,
I know. I've got a bunch of boring stuff right here, right in front of me.
Oh yeah. I wanted to challenge myself, and think outside of the box, and I've dreamt about making a parasol pure crochet out of thread, not yarn, nonetheless. So it takes even longer. Thread, for those who don't crochet, is less than half the size of a normal piece of worsted weight yarn. So it takes a lot longer to cover an area that big with thread. But this last parasol I did, I added beads. So there's beads all the way around the bottom trim.
Nice.
Very nice.
They're not very great for shade. It's purely for feeling fancy.
So exactly why I asked on behalf of Count Morbid, because he loves to be fancy.
It will, but it won't do much for you and the sun.
So you have brought some things to contribute to the giveaway, and I would like to show them to our folks at this time. Now, you mentioned
the first thing I brought.
Quick, let's see. Let me find it. Let's see.
Yes, pictures, because my lighting is terrible. I work in a bat cave. You can relate.
It's okay. We've got the. That's probably true.
That is
We've got
gorgeous.
a fan. Yes, a
Oh,
fan.
yeah,
So
the fan.
talk about this a little bit, will you?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit? Yeah.
The picture is so much more clear. You can see this was another one of my dreams. I'd always thought I wanted a crocheted fan with little thread and dainty, and there's so many really cool balls up north. By the way, I'm not from here, so when I came here, there's all these cool balls. Even in Oregon, that's drivable. Places to go where you need things like this to get fancy and dressed up. So I finally sat down, and it took me about a month of just freehanding on a fan frame until I came up with a pattern that included skulls. So along the top there, underneath the green ruffle, you can see there's little bitty skulls worked into the detail. Into the design.
This very top black trim that's up here. Those are itty bitty skulls?
No, go down a little bit more.
Oh, I see.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
It's your discreet creepy, so you can be fancy and you can have a little bit of morbid fun too. So
I like that. Discreet creepy. That's excellent.
Yes.
Sounds like my business cards.
It's actually
what was that?
He said it sounds like his business cards.
Discreet.
Oh, well, awesome. I like the sound of that.
Okay, so let's see. We'll take a look at the next one.
Hi, Lily.
She
thinks she's going to be interviewed. Here you go. Say hello.
Hi, kitty.
Don't bring the cat on. She will be interviewed. Fairy Princess Lily loves kitties.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, look at that kicking. Oh, someone's excited to see. Oh,
Are those horns?
Yes, they are.
It looks like a warming device.
Yes.
Well, tell us a little bit about these.
Oh, okay. So these are little crocheted horns, and you can see better on the cam. the red yarn, let's see. I can't tell because I can't see me, but there's shimmer in the little red yarn all through. And
So
it's with fur trim. So it helps blend into your hair for when you're feeling devilish. I can't see me, so I'm probably way off, but
No.
oh, there we go.
Nope, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to show, I had 2 pictures of those, and so I just had one up, and I'm gonna show the other picture, assuming I can figure out.
And I did these on alligator clips instead of a headband. For people like me, who if you stick a headband in your hair, you may never get it back. You know, it's probably lost in the abyss. So
For me, headbands never stay on my head. They just want to fall off the back.
really,
They squeeze off the
well, I
back.
have a challenge for you then.
Oh, okay, I'm being challenged.
Yeah. So I make their hair, you know, like fishnet snuds, beaded, and I use an elastic
snood.
headband. Snood, yes, thank you. And I use an elastic headband, so I'm going to give you one at Oddball, and I want to see if it stays on your head.
I won't be at Oddball. I'm so sorry. Oddball, I know. It is the first Oddball that I have missed since I started working for Oddball, and I'm very sad about that. But Oddball, the weekend of Oddball is the same weekend as our Dumb Supper. So all of us here are going to be down in Count Morbid's territory, heckling him and turning in the ghosts, and that's happening November 9th. And so that Oddball, I said
lovely remote undisclosed location.
it is not undisclosed. It's literally on the tickets.
Wait, we got tickets.
So I'm very sad.
Well, you'll be missed, definitely.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So we'll have to. Now? You said though earlier you were going to be at some other events. What are your other upcoming events? Oddball and what else?
Well, this year I signed up for Torture. Because for a crocheter, it takes a long time for me to build up inventory. So this year I just decided that I felt like some pain, and I signed up for Morning Market, which is this coming Sunday in Seattle. And then on the 25th, the following Friday, I'll be doing Bleeding Ham, which is up in Bellingham.
Oh, wow.
And it's like and that'll be my first visit to Bellingham too. So I'm excited.
Ooh, I wonder if you'll see
November
Clover the
2nd.
Fairy. That's where Clover.
You wonder if what?
You remember Clover the Balloon Fairy?
Oh.
You never met her? She went to Oddball several years ago. But if you see her,
was
you'll
it
have
back
to
at
tell her
Holiday
that I said
Inn?
hi. Yes,
I will.
Okay, yay! Thank you.
Okay, Holiday Inn days. Okay, yeah, that was wild. November 2nd, I decided to just do a little local show here at the high school that my son graduated from. So I'll be at Mariner on November 2nd, and then Oddball, November 9th and 10th. And if I'm still breathing in December, maybe I'll do something else.
Every weekend. That's a lot of events.
It is for the next 4 weekends in a row.
Now, are you wanting these to be 2 separate giveaways or both of the prizes to one recipient?
I like the idea of 2. More winners. Okay. Yes.
Okay. So I will reiterate for anybody who may have just joined us. This is Bambi from ZomBambie. Am I saying it right? ZomBambie Crochet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And all of her information is actually in the low bar of this live stream. So you can click to find her Etsy store below. And she's crocheter. So handmade crocheted fan and clip-on devil horns, which are perfect for a Halloween costume this year. And those are her contributions for the current giveaway that will be coming up next. So, Yes, I would love to thank you for joining us and staying a little extra overtime with us today. So we will surely keep in contact with you, and I hope you have a good night, my lady. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Skulls.
I just want to thank you for giving me my 15 minutes. I had a good time. And next time I see you, I have not forgotten the snood. I will
The
remember.
snood. I love that word. The snood.
The snood.
All right.
Thanks,
Well,
guys. Have a good night.
Good
you
night.
too.
Bye.
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 Does this mean we have to bring Ion back?
It does mean we have to bring Ion back. Golly. See, now you're all now we are on to the part where we're going to do the drawing for the 2 bottles of authentic wish water. So I know I'll hold them close so you guys can with the label in the way. This is what they look like. They do this.
Don't lick me. Don't lick me.
No
I'm trying
problem.
to look.
That's what she said.
So 2 bottles of authentic wish water. And if you guys are wondering, the wish water is via Penelope Pendragon, the Wish Fairy, and she is the brilliant visionary behind the Enchanted Forest Experience at the Las Vegas Ren Fair called the Age of Chivalry. And that is where I have just returned from this last weekend. Whew, ferrying my little wings off. So let me go to our screen where we do the drawings.
Drawings.
Yes. And then we will draw the 2 winners for this week. Share the
Are they good sketches or are they stick figures?
I mean, I only draw
Your drawings.
Shh, never mind. I'm with you guys now. You know what? Stop it. It's not funny.
Welcome back, Fairy Princess Lolly. How you been?
Although, on a
I don't know if
related
I like
note,
gratitude.
this seems to be a big month for drawings. Apparently, there's something called Inktober that.
Oh.
Ooh, yes.
Yes. That is a thing. And as it turns out, Her Majesty the Queen is has a talented little hand there. She's been putting some of her drawings I've seen on her Instagram cracker, and I think they're actually quite cute.
Instagram
No,
cracker.
they're scary. They're scary and majestic. And
Yes.
they're terrifying in their majesty.
Yeah,
Instagram
clever.
cracker.
I mean, it was clever, but also terrible, and you should be fired.
That's fair.
Okay, here we are. Here is the Wheel of Name.
Morality. No, William.
Hit the button.
Okay,
One of those.
Marks, get set. Winner, this is for bottle number 1.
Bottle number 1.
Wheel
Yes,
of morality. Turn.
Don't
Teach
drink
us
the
the
wish
lesson
water.
that we should learn.
Yeah, do not drink the wish water. It's probably quite disgusting. It has been made with authentic spring equinox crystal water and then some magically stuff. Ooh.
Magically delicious.
Is it ow? Did ow?
Ow!
Ow! So
Ow,
you
the
don't
orc.
know how to use it?
Okay, if it's out of the arc again, I have to repeat: do not drink the wish water.
That's what I'm
Okay,
thinking. I'm gonna think the owl's gonna be like, "Hey, what's this? It looks nice." Oh,
I
can
am
tell her.
pretty sure Al can figure out not to drink the. I mean, he figures out not to hammer his hands, right? He's a good blacksmith.
No, that
A really
doesn't-
good
name
blacksmith.
That's
is
now
Al.
you're playing words. His name's Al, and he
That
drinks.
is not the name of
Question
somebody who
water.
never makes mistakes.
It's a noble name from the House of Hoops.
Oh, let's see.
Al is not the name of somebody with a lot of well thought out life choices.
I think his grandpa, would disagree with you.
Okay, ready? Number 2, bottle of wish potion. Number 2
Ion, you have your lineage remembered way too well. I was there. I don't
goes
really.
to
Okay.
Wheel of Names.
I'll
Turn,
keep
turn,
petting you.
turn. Let's see.
This is so boring.
Tell us who gets the next turn in the urn. I was just trying to think of words that words that rhyme with turn.
Well, Flynn,
Burn.
it's Wheel of Names.
Burn.
Turn, turn, turn. Who's the water winner? Which doesn't
Yearn, burn,
Burn.
teleburn,
Burn.
return,
Okay.
Greenwood.
Yes, Drina is the winner
Woo, Drina!
of Wishwater number 2.
Oh,
Yay.
that means the wish water is going to be going into Count Morbid's area again, and I hope they don't wish him
So
away.
it would be kind of funny if, like, people who win the exciting vendor prizes are all other vendors.
I'm
see
pretty
that
sure
happening.
that does not include. Let's see. Hello to any new people that are out there. Okay, one more ghost drawing, and then we will move on to crazy news. Thank you, Gunther, for putting together a bunch of a big, awesome list of news articles. I can't wait to look at some zany news. Okay, here we go. I'm hiding.
I was sick. I don't know how zany it is.
Okay, here's the ghost that's going in. For all of you who are just joining us,
Is it a
I'm
zany
hiding.
any Maniacs reboot that they're doing
Uh-huh.
with the original cast?
It could be.
Okay. Should I can't really change the order of my houses around because they're too big for me to pick up.
That dog is so happy.
Why'd you stop, Morbid? Oh my God, you got that dirty look of terror.
But what dog is that, Count Morbid? It seems like I've never seen that dog before. Is that?
I'm currently at the farm, and this is the farm dog.
Oh.
That belongs to those who spawn me.
Okay, are you guys ready?
He was spawned.
It is ghost hunting time now. Remember,
Rather him be spawned than hatched.
How this works is when I say on the count of 3, so I'm going to count to 3, 1, 2, 3, and when I count to 3, then the first people to guess number 1, number 2, or number 3. Where do you think? Which fairy house is the ghost haunting? And if you guess the right number, I will snail mail you the ghost, and then you can participate in the other portions of the game that continue on from there. And all of the information will be snail mailed to you. And of course, the instructions on how you can make sure to squeeze the coffers of Count Morbid to their very, very last draws.
Another way you are unlucky enough not to win is you could possibly catch a ghost with the super chat.
Ah, yes, that is true. If you want to bypass this entire process, you too can get a ghost by just sending a super chat of $2 or more. And then I will snail mail you a ghost straight to your home, and you too will then be in the game. So, on the count of 3,
I think I have to sell this dog to raise dross.
yeah, you might have to. But I want to reiterate to the people on Facebook, if you are commenting from Facebook, please type your name and the number that you are guessing, because Facebook does not show me your name on this platform. We're multi-streaming tonight, and I cannot see the names of Facebook people, only that you're on Facebook. So type your name and the number that you're guessing. Okay, you guys ready? On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go. Is the ghost haunting house number 1, house number 2, or house number 3? Do, 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 do. Welcome, David. I see you out there. And Emily, if I didn't say hello, I see you out there. I'm waiting for some numbers to come through. No, Ion, you do not get to guess the square root of 2. And let's see.
technically, it's a little mushroom house, so it would have roots. So
Okay, Nettle, that's number 1. Let's see. David Rains, you get number 2. And who is going to guess for house number 3? First person to put number 3 into the chat is going to claim house number 3, and then we'll see which house it's behind. None of you guys get to. You my people.
One's already been taken, Flynn.
One has already been taken, Flynn. Yes, Nettle has number 1. David has number 2, and
Emily has 3.
okay, Emily has number 3. Okay, now I'm gonna try to lift them all at the same time. Oh, they almost all have a chimney. Okay. And the ghost is hidden behind house number.
Whee!
Looks like
Everyone was fighting over 2 for a reason.
House number 2. Oh, my nail, that hurt.
Oh no!
So,
Careful.
yes, so David Rains, congratulations. You are the winner of the ghost, and I shall snail mail this to you. It will, of course, mean that I need your human name. Yes, I need your human agent name. You have won the ghost of Anita Ruth Wiley Babler.
Wiley?
Babler.
I got over it. These
Yes,
names are
Wiley. So make
sometimes
sure
I
that
wonder-
you shoot us a message, David, so that we can get your information from you.
Sometimes I wonder if these people have lots of names because of multiple marriages, or perhaps it's just because it allows them to include their maiden names.
Yes is the answer to that question. Which I can say because I wondered the same thing when I was researching the graveyards and finding the people. Human trickery. When I was researching and finding stuff, I was wondering, it's typically women that have sometimes up to 5 names long, and it's because they'll sometimes have their first name, their middle name, their nickname, their maiden name, their last name, or their last name if they were married twice. So you are correct. You nailed it on the head.
I've heard a thing that if you're a certain religious type of person, you get extra names blessed on you.
Oh, that's
You
interesting.
mean like Catholic confirmation?
Yep, that happens in Catholic confirmations. Some families also get that happen to them in Judaism.
How do you know so much about human traditions?
Talking to them?
Oh,
Why would you do that? Don't do that.
Mac. By the way, do you know who I feel sorry for?
You?
I mean, I kind of thought you had a Christmas list of people that you feel sorry for. Yes.
Well, no. The tombstone engravers.
Oh, like way back in the day, the 20 names long, especially if it was a Spanish name, right?
Try to fit it on there.
Lord Alejandro Diego San Pietro.
Takes a lot of pre-planning to get all the names on there, right? Because they're never off. They're always in the center. Okay.
I see you. I see what you're about to eat.
Maybe
Doesn't
they
that look
aren't.
so good?
Maybe they aren't always in the center. They only look like they're in the center because we see the final product. But what happens if really it was just an enormous slab of marble? Say it looked, shaped weird like this or something, and they just started on it and they were like, "Oh, it's uneven." So they're like, "Nyeh, nyeh," and they cut it off to make it centered.
Kind of like when somebody cuts their bangs wrong and they're this way, and then you cut them again and they're this way. By the time you're done, they're up there.
Hey, one time when I was a wee young spriteling, I used to have
Many,
little
many years ago.
bangs. Oh, shut up, Kim Morbid. You're a jerk.
Many years ago.
Dude,
Back
she's only
when they had
43.
hair.
What are you talking about, man?
I just want you to remember that however many it was, yours are still many more.
Oh,
I mean, you're not wrong.
Wow.
It's just unfair having both age and beauty.
Does
That-
that
yeah.
mean he has leveled up a few more times?
Yes. 460.
He may have leveled up a few more times, but he's at a weaker player class. The same.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
I can't hear Gunther, so if he burned me really well, I didn't hear it.
Well, I mean, you should just pretend that he did and say something in response that you think sounds good. I'm trying to make out what your hair is doing right now.
What hair?
Count Morbid's hair.
He doesn't
It
What
have
looks-
to.
hair?
He
It
lost it.
looks like a mohawk when he turns his head to the side. I'm like, what is happening to your hair right now?
Wait,
Uh,
let me.
Is this because you're in the dark and I can't see? Oh, now I see what's going on.
It's just
Okay.
high and tight.
I was like, whoa, man, high and tight.
Pretty much.
What was
yeah. No, it's a 0 on the side. And
That's
Oh,
what we call.
I
That's
got
what we call
tired
Clint
of
Eastwood.
dealing with gunk in my hair at the end of a. Okay.
at the end of a haunt.
At the end of the haunt. Yes, at the end of the haunt, I have a lot of makeup and things in my hair that.
So, do
You
you
know, they make
count,
these things
Count
called a
Morbid?
skull cap that you can wear.
But Count Morbid gets his face made pretty. I mean, or when he goes to do his haunts. So
True.
I
get
was gonna
what now?
say
Is that to tame down the scariness?
it's
Why
unbelievable
are
to
you
all of us.
bringing me the carrot cake, Gunther?
Emily told me I needed to share it. So.
You didn't eat any of it.
You better close your door. Gunther did not close your door. It's like he was born in a barn. Is this going to have to be rule number 5 of his courtly training?
Who let the trolls out?
Probably.
Don't live in a barn.
Rolls out.
I
Do we
mean-
bark after that or not? Okay, so I brought Gunther home this amazing carrot cake, and he ate like 3 bites.
Okay, but he's not supposed to be even having sugar right now. His teeth are all pulled. And that reminds me, if anybody wants to skip the process and get a ghost from us for a $2 minimum super chat, we will get you in the game. I will send you the ghost. And your super chats actually are all going to help Gunther's Tooth Fairy Fund, because after his battle with the terrible the terrible ogre bridge troll, maybe both. His teeth he's having them. He's had to go to the Tooth Fairy, which I have determined is actually more like the mouth mafia. And yes, so he is slowly getting them one by one extracted and going to get shiny new teeth. But it costs a lot of human leaves to do that, and
Ew, look how gross it is.
yes, so I believe we actually have a link to his fundraiser in the low bar as well. So if anybody feels like helping out a good cause, then I'm sure he would.
So
He would wait. He would sorely appreciate it.
That's a toothsome pun.
You know what? I don't sorely appreciate bad puns.
Okay, it's wacky news time. Are you guys ready?
Hey, Fairy Princess Aloy,
What?
can I say something very quickly?
Yes.
I wanted to thank everybody who has already donated. The first one came out of Paul K. It was like around $850. I pulled 3 teeth. There's 3 holes in my mouth. It hurt.
No, there's 4. The first one is right in front.
I said in, not the mouth. Don't you go and try to mess me up now, okay? But I will say that it was. There was pictures of Fairy Princess Lily posted them online. It was I have some pretty good friends out there that have been contributing.
Oh my gosh!
November.
Wait, I'm sorry. Whose dog is barking? Can somebody Okay, I'm going to. That's you, Lumina. I'm going to mute you. Can you just finish what you were saying really quick there?
I say I appreciate greatly everything that people have contributed already. I put, like I said, I've had to do $850 out originally for just the first round, and that was what I had saved up for it. And the next round is going to be the second week of November after the Dumb Supper, so I can actually speak during the Dumb Supper. So if you guys want to come with pliers and ice picks and pull out teeth while we're at the Dumb Supper, we can do that, and then it'll be cost less. Do you see how this works?
I prefer the old-fashioned way where we just tie a string to your tooth and slam the door.
Lolly, these are the only teeth left. Okay, the other ones that need to get pulled out, we can't do that with. We need an ice pick.
Oh.
So
It sounds
Emily
like-
sent a super chat.
Emily, you did. Thank you so much for your super chat. We super appreciate it. Thanks for the super chat. Super appreciate it. That's where it's at.
Are you making up rhymes again? Don't do that.
Yes, I could be the fairy rhymer. Why? What's wrong with that? I can do it.
Are you gonna be mixed master Lolly?
Mix master lolly. Hey, I rhymed all weekend long. If you think you've ever seen me rhyme, you haven't seen me rhyme until you saw me in the Enchanted Forest this weekend. Hundreds of people, hundreds and hundreds, maybe even in the thousands, actually.
Las Vegas
Yes,
terrifies
it's
me.
much harder to rhyme in front of 100 people than one at a time.
Actually, it was
Why do
more
we
like
rhyme
in
one
groups
at a
of
time?
it was more like groups of 6 to 10, and I did that for 12 hours a day, basically.
This fairy crystals like this no longer fits on my pinky. It keeps sliding off because of how much weight I've lost in the past 2 weeks.
Oh wow, that's not good.
It's a side effect of the medicine they have me on to help fight infection.
So let us see here. Okay, now it's crazy news time. So
Wacky news.
do, 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 do,
I don't
do.
know how wacky the news was. I was drinking at the time. I would like to say Berserker Meadery, David, in our chat. That's Berserker Meadery. That's the guys that are going to be down at 50/50 at Fairyblossom Festival this year. So everybody say hi.
That is excellent. Hello and welcome. I had not made that connection.
Yeah, that's David
So
from
that
that's David or whatever he. his
Okay.
phone is he's hiding right now.
Now I'm going to pick some articles really fast, and then we'll have everybody in the audience vote on which one to read first. So let's see. True story behind Sleepy Hollow, aliens, ghosts, giant fireflies. Solving the mystery of the Brown Mountain Lights. See, Michigan couple says ghost seen on nanny cam, scratched their daughter. What's it like to live in a California ghost town? The same thing that it's like to live in California. Colorado horror.
That's the reaction most people when I picked that one.
Okay, this is awesome. These are the two that we're going to choose between. Colorado horror hotel known for alleged ghost sightings reopens with a serial killer themed room. That one, or let's see. How about Michigan couple says ghost seen on nanny cam, scratched daughter. So if you want to hear about the serial killer themed room at the Colorado Horror Hotel, press number 1. If you want to hear about the nanny cam ghost, press number 2. Man, that does not sound right. So Horror Hotel number 1, nanny cam ghost number 2. And
Speak directly to an operator, press 4.
did you
I'd like to hear
dial
options in Spanish.
1-900 nanny cam ghost?
I don't think that's what we're looking for.
Let's see.
So we have a couple votes for one. It looks like.
We have a couple votes for 1, and then it looks like
Hey,
Flynn said
Flynn!
giant fireflies.
Man, how
So-
the hell are you doing, Flynn?
Okay, well, if nobody voted for number 2, then we're going to go in the order of Horror Hotel, then Giant Fireflies, and then we'll vote again. So here we go, Horror Hotel. And
So if it's a serial killer themed room, does that mean that they have to eat someone else for breakfast?
That what?
They kill cereal there.
Oh, bad pun again.
You're fired. You're fired.
Why don't you go hang out with the Lucky Charms guy, huh?
Okay. How can you kill cereal if it wasn't ever alive to begin with? And if it was, does that make you homicidal and basically a really terrible, terrible being for killing another being? Just
Well, what do you think oatmeal is? That's a
Oat-
Oh, God.
good.
Here we go. Okay, Colorado Horror Hotel, known for alleged ghost sightings, reopens with serial killer themed rooms. So Stephen King's The Shining may have been inspired by his stay. You know, I never finished my story about my hair being cut short because you guys cut me off. By
You were
the
cut
Stanley.
short?
Cut off.
You're all
Moving
fired.
on.
But
I
we'd
didn't say anything,
argue.
so I'm not fired.
We'd argue that the setting's true parallel is the Black Monarch Hotel, initially a Gold Rush era casino, saloon, and brothel. The building is said to be haunted by the ghost of a man who died in a gunfight. Ever since, people have reported unexplained things, and in recent years, guests claim to have been woken up to hear a woman laughing and men shouting, only to learn that they were in the hotel alone. Ooh, that's giving me, it's like The Shining. It's like that scene where all the people are downstairs in the bar and the band is playing and everyone's dancing. Ow, it's giving me goosebumps, you guys. Okay. Oh, ooh,
They
okay.
use that scene in Ready Player One.
That's actually a pretty looking room. Look at that. I like the colors. It's all
It is.
kind of gray and green, and I like that. So these rumors of horrors and hauntings are embraced by the hotel's new owner, Adam Zimmerly, who's worked in Denver's music scene and operated unique properties there. The Black Monarch features rooms themed after serial killers Elizabeth Bathory and H.H. Holmes. H.H. Holmes. That's reminding me of something. There's a virtual tour or some kind of, I don't know, where you can explore what his house looked like. I don't remember. I feel like I saw it maybe a year ago. I don't remember. Anyway, let's see. This thing is annoying and can go away. And according to the property's press release, the self-proclaimed horror hotel is packed with curiosities and taxidermy, oddities, and trinkets, giving alternative travelers. Shouldn't there be an A there? Alternative
Yeah.
travelers. Oh, myriad strange. Would be a myriad of, but I guess they're just saying myriad as opposed to many, trying to be fancy with their words. Myriad strange sights to explore.
A plethora.
Yes, a plethora. A plethora?
Yeah.
I know the word you're saying. Okay. So this is interesting. Is Madame Bathory and who's H.H. Holmes anyway? Is that a real person?
A real serial killer, probably.
Oh, chances are good since the article just said that one of the rooms was named after the serial killer H.H. Holmes. I mean, I just did some quick deduction right there.
Isn't Madame Bathory the one that bathes herself in women's blood to keep her skin looking young?
Herman Webster Mudgett, better
yes.
known as Dr. Henry Howard Holmes, or more commonly known as H.H. Holmes, was an American serial killer. While he was confessed to 27 murders, only 9 could be plausible confirmed. Several people he claimed to have murdered is still alive. Look, I can read.
But when was he? Where was he from? Or when was he from?
He died in 1896, and he was from Pennsylvania.
1896. That places him as what? Right after Jack the Ripper?
I guess 1896. No. Jack the Ripper was a little before that, wasn't he?
Or in the 1920s? I can't remember. I don't know.
Jack the Ripper was Victorian era.
So that would place him right around those 1800s then.
Holmes was died in 1896 at 34 years old.
Oh, he didn't live very long.
Well, I looked it up, so everybody else got Wikipedia. That's fantastic.
I don't know. I'm not looking it up. Do you feel better about that?
Wikipedia is not a logical source to use, according to any college professor you've ever had.
It's okay to use as long as you go ahead and cross-reference with all of the references and make sure that
There
the
is
references aren't referencing themselves.
Which is what usually happens.
Britannica, which is
Let's
like
see.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
So, on Colorado's National Register of Historic Places, the hotel has been fully renovated and features a disappearing mouse and features a Victorian Gothic design aesthetic that accentuates the property's storied past. The
Hey,
Black
Laurie,
Monarch, yes.
Jack the Ripper was 1888 to 1891.
Oh man, I so called
You
it.
nailed that. You nailed that one.
Okay, May 1st, and is located 46 miles southwest of Colorado Springs in Victor, Colorado. A tiny mountain town of less than 1,000 people. Hotel guests can explore the surrounding mountains and learn about the town's mining history and enjoy live music as Zimmerly plans to host live shows with a dark twist and special events featuring burlesque and circus performers. Well, that sounds like we should add that to our list of places to go see even. That sounds awesome. Okay, if you could pick any serial killer to stay in the room with the theme of that serial killer, who would you pick? Where'd Count Morbid go?
He went to go find a serial killer.
Oh. Did he actually leave? I didn't hear him. I was reading.
I didn't hear him either.
I think he's available to come back.
Let's see. Oh, there he is.
I've been waiting.
Hello.
I got a
So long.
Poppet or Baroness Poppet or whatever her title was tried to magic mirror me for getting
Poppy
what I do on
Renault. And
Yeah.
it was I'm pretty sure she was a duchess, wasn't she? Didn't she outrank you, Count Morbid?
No, she did not.
Ooh,
She might
my
have been
bad.
countess, but she didn't outrank me.
Well, all right then. Yes, Poppy, like the
But
flower.
also, I'm not paying draws for serial killer ghosts.
I just want to, okay, if I had to pick any serial killer and then that was the person and I was going to stay in a room themed after them, who would I pick?
Elizabeth Bathory.
Vlad the Impaler.
Vlad the Impaler
Okay,
was not
Vlad
a
the
serial
Impaler was
killer.
not a serial killer. He was maybe a mass murderer because he just swept through his own lands, burning them down.
What's the definition?
Oh, so the definition of a serial killer is somebody that kills over and over and over, right? Like one at a time, typically speaking. But they have a
In a
profile.
serial, one might say.
Yes, serial. Yes, so they generally have some kind of a profile, but that they
I'm kind of thinking
go for.
sticking people on a stick as a profile, but
No.
They're
Just
No, that's a
People not a
leadership style.
profile. Okay.
They're-
That's a leadership style.
They're
If it's
selective
five people.
about their targets is what I'm getting at. A mass
That's
murderer is somebody that just goes out and kills three, depending on where the definition is from, because different places have different definitions, but it's 3 to 4 people at once, right? As opposed to one person at a time, many times in a row.
I thought
Does
that
it-
was a spree killer.
Right.
so I
And
can't have a vampire themed room. Fine.
I don't know. Is there anybody that's
It's hard to use people that legitimately led armies as serial killers or mass murderers because they all would qualify under those definitions. Like you can't be Genghis Khan or Alexander the Great if you do that. So
yeah, that's true. That's typically the purpose of war is to how did General Patton say it? To make the other guy die for his country.
right, not to
Wait.
die for your country, but it's the other guy to die
Yeah.
for his.
What about like Dahmer? Because then you would have a great kitchen to cook in, right?
Because she's got a great bathtub.
A fully
Let's
stocked
go back
meat
to Jack
locker.
then, because at least then you've got like the bars and everything to go hang out in.
Oh, and by the way, Count Morbid, Poppy says that yes, she did outrank you. She's contesting your claim in the chat.
Ooh.
Oh, heck no.
Ah.
No.
Well, you don't have to feel bad until she wants to jump back in entirely. She's sort of over in the holding pattern. So,
She
Is
did
it
Yeah.
not
holding
make
pattern?
me.
What? Okay, so
Wally,
yes.
let me say this again because I believe this is true about you. Elizabeth Bathory.
It would be cool to stay in an Elizabeth Bathory room, although I feel like I feel like I kind of would want to stay in a room that was a little bit more had a little bit more mystery to it. So I think it'd be cool to stay in a Jack the Ripper room, to be perfectly honest,
There's
or
body parts everywhere.
Spring Heel Jack. Let's see. I don't know.
The Elizabeth room would have a wonderful bathtub, though.
That's what I'm saying.
It would.
Yeah,
It'd be
that's
huge.
what I was getting at.
I saw a documentary type film once talking about Elizabeth Bathory, and in it they portrayed her as not bathing in blood, but in order to keep her skin youthful, she took baths in water that was had tons and tons of rose petals in it. So many rose petals that it covered the entire surface of the water, so that when she laid in it, it looked like she was laying in a pool of blood because the reflection was so red. And this is how the rumor got started, that she was bathing in blood because she was a witch and blah blah blah.
That sounds like a PR spin.
Nothing to do with the missing girls.
Well, considering that she was locked away in a tower for basically the entire end of her life because she was royalty and they couldn't kill her, they just kind of had to put her away and make sure she didn't keep killing all of the young Vestal virgins on the countryside. Yeah. I guess I would say. Okay, so let's see.
Vestigial virgins.
Wasn't she a countess as well? Is she in a holding pattern?
Who?
Elizabeth Bathory. Wasn't she a countess as well?
She was actually. She was a countess, and I want to say that she was locked away for near on 30 years in the tower that she eventually died in. So that was the only way they could find to... Wait, what's happening here? That's not what I want. No. Okay. I am looking
So next is the giant fireflies. Is that what
Yes, giant fireflies. Okay, and I'll be honest, I kind of want to read about giant fireflies, so sounds awesome. Here we are.
It's when you watch Serenity on the big screen.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, here we go. Blue Ridge Outdoors. Go outside and play. It's funny that it says that at the top of something on the interwebs, where you're going to sit. do not sit here and read our article. Go outside and play. So, Brown Mountain Lights. The long, even-crested mountain in the distance is Brown Mountain. From early times, people have observed weird, wavering lights rise above this mountain, then dwindle and fade away. Aliens, ghosts, and giant fireflies. People think they're giant fireflies? Okay, solving the mystery of the Brown Mountain Lights. Here we are. Imagine you're hiking the mountain at night.
Dun, dun, dun.
The beam of your cell phone flashlight guides the way. You're looking for a clearing to set up camp when your phone dies. Uh-oh. Go back. You've entered B movie zone, and so does your only source of comfort. In the darkness, you hold your... Okay, first of all, if your phone is the only light you have and you're on a midnight hike, you have not planned well for this. In the darkness, you hold your hand out to steady yourself, but you can't even see your arm outstretched in front of you. I'm just going to call hijinks on that one because I've been in a place that is actually that dark, and it's not usually outside, even if you're in the middle of the woods. It's rarely that dark. You hope
This is
to
why
grab
exercise is a terrible idea.
You hope to grab a nearby tree to reorient, but you're too afraid of grabbing something else. It's here where you see a light. It's here where you see a light flash red, and the trees some 100 yards away. You freeze. It is a helpful camper making their way through the Oh, is it a helpful camper making their way through the brush? Headlights from the road somewhere, or something more sinister? You fumble for your backup flashlight from your backpack. It glows to life, and you find you're in the same place. Nothing has changed, and there is no camper headed your way. This is the mystery of the Brown Mountain Lights. They unquestionably exist, but what are they? Reports suggest that they come in all different sizes and colors, from red to white, yellow to blue. They appear high over the mountain, never close enough to understand what they are. Randy Russell and Janet Barnett, in their book, Mountain Ghost Stories and Curious Tales of Western North Carolina, say, I don't think that title's long enough, it needs some more words, say that the first documented sighting of the lights was in 1771 when Gerard William de Brom, a German engineer visiting the area, wrote that Brown Mountain emitted a nitrous vapor which was borne by the wind. The vapor, as he explained, it took a minute for me to really have that sink in. Thank you, Count Morbid.
Emitting a nitrous vapor? Yeah.
Yes, born by the wind.
He's an expert in such things.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Nitrous vapor, born by the wind. See, the vapor, as he explains, would catch fire, thus creating the appearance of the lights. A theory that later went on to be proved wrong. Other theories, like swamp gas and St. Elmo's fire, were tested, but again failed to truly explain the lights. Joe Nickel, in his article Brown Mountain Lights Solved Again, writes in 1977, a visiting team of scientists from Oak Ridge National Laboratory aimed a distant arc light to a point west of the Brown Mountain where observers waited. The blue-white beam appeared as an orange-red orb, apparently hovering several degrees above Brown Mountain's crest. The scientists concluded that most of the sightings were indeed refractions of lights in the distance. Nickel also mentions that the lights could be campfires, headlights, airplanes. Airplanes in the 1700s? What?
No, it's saying all sorts of other light could be the cause of it. It's refracting.
And distant town lights. Let's see. What he doesn't mention, I'm just saying, let's see. Of these, campfires and maybe distant town lights would qualify for everything before electricity and airplanes and cars existed. Oh, anyway, what he doesn't mention, however, is the existence of the lights before electricity. Oh, it said that in the next sentence. I thought I was being clever for a second.
John Nichols is a pretty clever guy, so he investigates these things for a living.
Oh, you know who this person is?
I've met him.
What?
You probably met him while he was talking to the Catholic priest.
No.
Okay, Ion, you have met this famous human that wrote a book about these Brown Mountain Lights. Now
many books, but
we're talking about this one, so elucidate.
So what he does for a living is investigate weird phenomena. He's what they call a paranormal investigator, mostly he hasn't found anything that's weird. Just that there are all sorts of natural phenomena that he's discovered that have been occurring. And so he might be right because they did. He experiments with these hypotheses and details that in his books. So it sounds like I don't recall reading about this encounter. But
So there was something that was said in this article that I kind of have a question about, because they're talking about the refraction of lights, right? Well, it is refraction the word that would be used? So one of the things they did was they shone a light, upwards, like this, right? So they shine the light upwards, and then people over here are watching from this direction, right? Do I have that right?
sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So they shine the light upwards, and the people down here, it is when they say it's refracting, do they mean that in the aether, in the air that's around here, there's something in the air that causes the light to look different, or that the light is bouncing off of something and then
It's turning a corner like it does through a prism, and it's usually caused by a temperature change. So the air around the mountain might be a different temperature than the air elsewhere.
but it changes color too, and so wouldn't that imply that
because
there's something in the air?
The colors refract at different rates dependent on the color. So, so blue then bends further than red, and so it just so happens that orange and red are what's making it to the people in the location they're seeing it from.
Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, let's go back to Jan article.
It's the same phenomenon that creates a rainbow, according to Newton.
Okay. Ooh, my nose itches. Okay. Let's see. The lights, they say, some Cherokee Indians claim that the lights have existed way longer than we have recorded. The lights, they say, are their dead ancestors looking for lost loved ones from a war that occurred on the mountain. Ghosts, it seems, are the most popular explanation for the lights. Other folktales what?
I'm not paying draws for these.
You're not paying draws for these. These ghosts did not come from graveyards in your duchy, so you don't have to pay for them unless you want them. And then you can negotiate that on your own. So let's see. Other folktales include spurn lovers lighting lanterns in the night in search of their beaux. The most famous ghost story is that of Belinda. As Russell and Barnett write, before the war between the states, mountain marriages were made when a man and a woman decided to live together. So it was that Belinda, still a teenager and expecting a baby, was married to Jim. As the story goes, was abusive and an adulterer, and on the day of his child's birth, Belinda and the baby went missing, never to be seen again. When the townsfolk heard of the disappearance, they went to the woods to find her. Instead, they found her bloodied bonnet. As night approached, strange lights appeared. Ooh, it's giving me goosebumps. Strange lights appeared. The search party followed the lights to a pile of stones where they dug up two skulls, one of an adult and one of a baby. In those days, people believed that when the skulls of the murdered were held over the head of the murderer, he could tell no lies. Jim, however, when he was held down and questioned, the skulls dangling above him from the accuser's hands, did not speak and was said to never speak again. The lights, they believed, were the lost spirits of Belinda and her baby. Today, the ghosts still wander. The myriad of ghost stories surrounding the Brown Mountain lights are wildly different. Let's see. The mystery of the lights hit its peak when Raphael, that's so close to Raphael, Raphael claimed they led him to a mummified alien. Okay, so we'll never know
that stupid story.
Nope, didn't. And we'll never know the truth because it's now in Area 51. And they have failed to raid Area 51. Okay. As Greg Newkirk outlines in his article, Raphael and the Alien Mummy, the missing extraterrestrial artifact, and Brown Mountain Lights. Golly, that title could use a few more words too. Lael came face to face with one of the alleged lights and followed it to a crystal. I kind of want to see this crystal cave. The light addressed Lael in a booming voice, and told him, "Lael, the secret of humanity and the planet
Rocky, see
Paywam."
thou not afraid.
The secret of humanity and the planet Paywam, but warned him never to reveal the location of the cave. They rewarded his silence with a trip to Venus, where it sounds like he fell into a mushroom ring and then found
Hold
a
on. I want to know.
magic crystal cave.
I want to know why anybody would go to Venus. I hear you thought there.
Keep reading.
What woman's restaurant? I'll have what she's having.
Yeah, hold on. You want to know why a man in his mushroom ring crystal cave alien meet to the planet Venus?
Okay, like I want some of that. That sounds great.
Right. I'm pretty sure he didn't want to go to Mars. All right.
Just keep reading
I literally
the
said, man, there's liquor meadery. If you can make some mead that can make me see that, I'll be a very happy man. Troll be grinning.
to keep reading that sentence. It says where he was.
They rewarded his silence with a trip to where he was examined by the local aliens and even copulated with the native women. So there I am, not reading the whole end of the sentence, but I pretty much nailed it. So
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Sounds like a fun weekend in Colorado there. What sounds like.
when he returned to Earth, he was given a mummified alien, which went missing after his death and only exists in blurry photos. The detailed hoax can be chalked up to nothing more than a plea for attention, but has nonetheless created a cultural phenomenon. Many now believe the lights are UFOs.
They're UFOs, huh? Wow.
Suddenly, I feel like we should start calling Morbid.
I think it's pronounced
Morbid.
UFO.
UFOs?
UFOs.
UFO.
UFOs. Sorry, my mistake.
No, it's ridiculous. While ghosts and aliens seem like a bizarre conclusion to make, the less known explanation that they are actually fairies, specifically a will-o'-the-wisp. Lumina, is this your doing? Which Deborah Bird, in her article, Ghost Lights, Believe If You Dare, she describes as a distantly viewed lantern or torch carried by a fairy or other mischievous spirit. These ghostly lights were... I have bad feedback. Somebody needs to turn themselves down. Let's see. Distantly viewed lantern or torch carried by a fairy or other mischievous spirit. The ghostly lights were said to recede if travelers approached them, so that the bone-tired wayfarers were drawn farther and farther along into the bog. Her description is eerily familiar to the behaviors of the Brown Mountain Lights. No one seems to be able to get close to them. Like Lael, all we can do is imagine what would happen if we were able to chase down one of these lights. Would they lead us to the mysteries of the forest, or perhaps to our doom? The lights, supernatural or not, continue to fascinate because we can play with our explanations for them. Our theories go from simple fun, like perhaps giant fireflies, to creepy, like the ghost stories of missing men and women. More likely than not, the lights are refractions, headlights, or, at their strangest, what's ball lightning?
St. Elmo's fire.
So it's very similar to
It's
St.
lightning that just basically isn't a ball. It's a sphere of electrical energy.
So,
It's a pretty rare phenomena, but it does happen.
yeah, it can happen. It has, yeah. It's very complicated.
I can personally neither confirm nor deny any of the stories here.
So will-o'-wisps, got it.
St.
Okay.
Elmo's fire is much more common than ball lightning.
St. Elmo's fire, you said, is more common than ball lightning?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say because sailors see St. Elmo's fire all the time.
Or sprites too. They also see sprites a lot.
They
And
see
mermaids.
what? And the Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
Okay, let's see. So
You only release the Kraken to take out whale hunters.
I find it strange that 200 years
I
ago.
release it for coke usually myself. It blends nicely.
So 250 years ago or thereabouts, people are able to come up with some sort of a theory, scientific theory about what it is. Like it's stuff in the air that does whatever. But then yet here we are all this time later and nobody can really come up with an idea of what it is. That seems
Goblins.
Okay, guys.
I do not have a goblin.
Yes, okay, so let's do a ghost hunt, okay?
No.
My treasury.
So can we make counterfeit ghost and make the count pay back more?
Hey, look, it's the midget one.
No, it's the angry one, not the midget one.
Oh, okay.
Nope,
yeah,
that's
that
our
is the
angry archer.
Angry one. The midget one drink. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Do you need your knife, angry one?
Do you need your knife? Yeah.
My bow's right over there.
The bow's on the wall. Yep.
No stabbing.
She needs to go into the bathroom and scrub off her human glamour and get back to her fairy roots.
The ears are tucked under her hair.
Yeah. She says that you're not showing your points enough.
I know.
Sorry, I was in public a little bit ago.
I know, that's what I said. Go scrub off your human glamour.
Go scrub off the human glamour.
Yeah.
It is a lot of work and sometimes it takes.
I mean, look at me. It's so hard. I'm laying here in bed dying doing this.
Okay.
But it's not difficult for you to lay in bed.
Here is
It
the
really
ghost.
is.
Okay,
Right now,
she's got
it's
a
beyond
ghost
here. It sucks.
behind each of these little mushrooms.
Yes. So here is the ghost that we're going to be doing this for those of you, if you don't know, just joining us. I am going to hide the ghost cleverly behind one of these houses. The ghost is going to haunt a house. And
I feel like we need to get to a real DM screen.
the ghost is going to...
You know,
You
you should
please
put one under every one of those houses so that Count Morbid has to pay more dross.
Stop helping.
Just a thought.
Stop helping, Lumina.
Everybody's a winner. Suddenly you became Oprah.
You get a ghost. You get a ghost.
Yeah,
you get a
I
ghost.
assure you, everybody will get a rock. Yeah.
Hey, I have a quick question. I know that Emily gave us a super chat for a ghost earlier, and that super chat did not appear in my feed over here where I'm looking at it. So if somebody could tell me what that was for, I need to assign a ghost to Emily.
She gave it for the Mouth Mafia.
For yeah. Oh, okay.
But that means I think she should get a ghost.
It was $2.99, and she said that she believes the Tooth Fairy is a crook, and we all agreed with her.
Bluetooth.
Okay, Emily, I'm going to give you the ghost of Clara A. Gulick. Clara A. Gulick. Okay, yes, ghost number 13. Ooh, it's ghost number 13. Okay, Clara Gulick. And didn't David get the last ghost? Yes.
Yes.
Oh, no. No, David. Yeah, that's right.
David did. His name is Morin something. Morin Flame Palm or something.
What? No, I have Anita Ruth Babler. That's the name of the ghost.
No. David's his human guy's name. And,
yes.
But his non-human guy's name is like Morin Flame Palm or something.
Well,
Bright Palm or something
it's
like
your
that.
job to search that out and tell it to me.
Palm. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Clara is going to Emily. Okay, now this is how it works, you guys. I'm going to count to 3, like 1, 2, 3, and when I do, and say go, then you enter. Do you think the ghost is haunting house number 1, house number 2, or house number 3? And once we have all the numbers guessed, then I will lift them up and we will see where the ghost is haunting. I will snail mail the ghost to you if you happen to win it. So, and the ghost has instructions on the back of it. More instructions will come with it so that you can get in the ghost hunting game and get dross from Count Morbid. So, yes, get that fairy coin.
Or no one enter. No one enter, and I don't have to pay any draws.
And if you don't, then all of the rest of us have to just be haunted for forever because you let all the ghosts escape. Morin Bright Palm. Hey, I like that name. I'm going to write that down.
You know what? I said that 3 times. You don't listen.
I don't listen, or maybe your mouth hurts, and so I can't understand you.
That is a distinct possibility, and while I'm laying here like this right now, I apologize profusely.
I was close.
You were, actually. You were quite close. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, go. Which house is the ghost haunting? House number 1, house number 2, or house number 3? We just type 1, 2, or 3 in the comments. And no, Ion, you do not know. If you are on Facebook, I'm sorry, whoever just typed number 1, you have to type your name too. I cannot see the names of Facebook people. I can only see that you're on Facebook. So somebody on Facebook has to type their name. Let's see. So number 1 has been taken. I'm waiting for that name to come through. Number 2 or number 3? Number 2, number 3, number 2. Camera 1, camera 2. I mean, camera 2, camera 3, camera 2, camera 3. Yes. 2 and 3 are left. Who's going to grab number 2 and 3? 2 and 3. Doom, 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 doom. Whoever just typed number 1, type your name so I know who I'm talking to. It better not be Flynn. If that's Flynn, you type his name again, I'm going to be upset.
Emily says 2.
What?
Emily has 2.
Oh, Emily has 2. Okay, Emily, you have number 2. And who's going to take number 3? First person to type number 3 if you're on
Nettle,
Facebook.
Emily got 2 before Nettle. Sorry.
So which one? Sorry, Nettle.
Emily has 2. Nettle was a Facebook user that said 2, but that's wrong. Oh, Nettle said 1.
Oh, Nettle said 1. Okay, so Nettle said 1. Emily said 2. And who's going to take number 3? I see you guys out there.
David.
Type the number.
Yay.
David got number 3?
From what I see, yes.
Okay. David, who is actually Morin. Okay, guys, ready? 1. Okay, that's how I'm going to do it because it'll be easier on my hands. Like 1, 2, 3.
It's in your armpit, Molly.
Yes.
It's in your armpit.
It's in your armpit.
There's no ghost.
It's right here under house.
Emily got it.
So I thought you said Nettle was number 1.
Is that the jackalope?
Nettle is the jackalope. Yes. I'm so confused. Who had number 1?
So Nettle was number 1. Sorry.
Yes. So Nettle, congratulations. You win a ghost. And
I don't want
the
to
name of your ghost is Helen Highland Blair.
Ooh.
What the kind of... Oh.
I really, really wanted to leave one. I had the one ghost. I got 2 of them when we were at last Shenanigans. Or did I get just 1? Anyway, I wanted to leave one when I was at the Enchanted Forest, but I didn't know if that would be okay. Oops.
In case you feel bad about not winning one, you could always send the super chat to get one sent to you as well.
Yes, I have 1 more ghost left for the evening. If somebody wants to claim it right now, a super chat of $2 or more will make this ghost all yours. And all super chats for the evening are going to Gunther's Toothfairy Fund. So that would I'm sure he would be very grateful. Right, Gunther?
Right, Gunther.
All right.
Left Gunther too.
Left Gunther will be grateful as well.
There's no left Gunther left.
Left Gunther left. Okay, so we have articles, and let's see.
It is 9:30, by the way.
Oh my gosh, it is? Do you guys want to do an article, or should we call it a night?
I mean, we can call it a night as much much as you want. It's going to be a night anyway, so may as well keep going.
Fine, it's daytime outside. Are you happy now?
Somewhere it is, I'm sure.
Okay. Hello. So, oh, I just want to remind everybody out there too, please smash the thumbs up button. Yes, we would love that. That would be super. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We would love that too, to our YouTube channel.
We tell people what to do to win whatever.
Okay, let's do one more article, please, because Gunther found some cool articles.
Let's do it.
Do you guys mind? Okay,
I did. I don't know why I found it. And you know what's funny is most of them were from legit sources.
What does that even mean?
Like the New York Times.
There is, well, the 5 haunts with haunts, but that just sounds like a top 10 of. So here's what we've
been
got
traveling. It's good to share.
Here's what we've got to choose from. So we still have the nanny cam ghost that supposedly scratched a child. And then we have what it's like to live in a California ghost town. So if you want the nanny cam ghost, press number 1 into the comments. If you want to know what it's like to live in a California ghost town, press number 2. Number 1 for nanny cam ghost, number 2 for California ghost town. I'm waiting. Do we have any votes from the audience?
2.
Does anybody want to hear a thing?
So
A thing?
Lumina, you want number 2? You want what it's like to live in a California ghost town?
Yeah.
So that is Emily and myself.
So we have 3 votes for number 2?
Yep.
Dang, I
Living in a
really want to read about
California
the
ghost
nanny.
town.
Okay, here we go. California ghost town it is. Dang it! And I just super want to read about this stupid nanny cam ghost.
We could. That's after the last ghost hunt. We'll read that as a bonus material.
Ooh,
See, this is why
cool
democracy is a terrible idea, Princess.
You know what, Cal Morbid?
Kind of reminds me of that game Fallout.
I completely agree, and you're reminding me why I like to keep you on as one of my closest advisors.
Yeah.
It's not a democracy, it's a democratic republic. Get it right.
It's a benevolent dictatorship.
Wait, you're saying this YouTube channel is a democratic republic?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it
or
is
benevolent democracy.
It is when I say it is, I guess.
See, benevolent yeah, that word.
Dictatorship.
Whatever. Yeah, I could come up with words. It's been a long day.
Okay, so this is the picture, and is this actually a picture of the ghost town? It says this is Bodie, California. Okay, that's what this is a picture of. Now, I just want to point out to you guys, right here in the background, do you guys see this? Bodie, California is a ghost town with power lines
And houses. Wait.
Well, those could be empty. These, but there's a power line, and that's fascinating. So I wonder how ghostly Bodie, California is. Here we go.
So here's the
We're
thing.
starting off with.
Hang on. Towns.
It might not be a power line. It might be one of those.
Right. And so the power lines is probably leading power from one town to the next. Right. So it might just be passing through.
Maybe it's just a telegraph line.
Well,
Telegraph line.
Also, towns with electricity have more people. More people means more ghosts.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
See?
My gosh.
All the logic today. Just all of the logic.
You guys are killing me. Absolutely killing me. Okay, let me get back to my. No, what's happening right here? This is where. No, that is not where I want to be. Where did my article go?
It's on the screen.
Oh, here. I know it's on the screen. I can't find the tab for it, so I can see it. Okay, to be an off-season caretaker of Bodie, California, with a winter population of 5, you need a high tolerance for cold, solitude, and 2-hour grocery runs. Loyal readers of City Lab, no wait, that's an art ad. Ranger Taylor Jackson points his shovel to a speck in the blanket of white that covers the ghost town of Bodie, California. The 100 wooden structures in the middle of nowhere that make up this long-dead community seem pristine. The cloudless The cloudless March sunlight blasts from above and bounces off the snow's surface, giving the buildings the angular, distorted shadows of a surrealist painting. Why is surrealist capitalized? It looks like a mushroom trip is
This is an
supposed to
art movement.
feel. Because what?
Because it's an art school, art movement,
Well,
like the surrealist school of art.
Yeah, it's a noun, right?
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
surrealist painting rather than just
Proper
being
word,
surreal.
yeah.
sure,
Proper name.
sure. Like something is cubist, but I didn't realize they were supposed to be capitalized. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I get that.
Dadaist. Yeah.
Okay, so pre-Raphaelite, yeah, get it. Okay, and yet Jackson is ignoring all of that. He's used to it by now. All he cares about right now at this moment is that tiny, distant object peeking from the snow. He begins to trudge to it. As we get closer, I can see that it is the top of a small roof, the base of its structure buried beneath nearly 5 feet of snow. Jackson bends over, shovels out a small hole, and crawls onto his knees and peers inside. Hidden behind the white crystals that had formed during the night's snowstorm are 2 mercury temperature gauges. One had the previous day's high of 29, the other had its low of -5. Yeesh. When it gets down to a certain point, Jackson tells me, it's just plain cold. Jackson stands back up and notes, that's very insightful, Jackson. He stands back up and notes the previous day's high and low, later to be sent to the National Weather Service station in nearby Reno, Nevada. It's part of his daily list of tasks as one of the Bodie State Park Rangers. We plod along in our heavy and awkward footwear, him in snow skis, me in old school snowshoes. And he continues his rounds.
That looks
Wonder
like
where-
that ghost town you and Count Morbid tried to find.
Well,
Oh, is
when-
that when
Oh,
got out
God.
snow?
that was a very failed attempt. Let's see.
It's a train tunnel. How hard can it be to find? I died. God.
It is kind of what happened. I mean, you gotta admit that time. But when you took a step and basically sunk right up to your waist into snow, I'll never forget that. That was funny. In his mid-20s, hatless but with a trimmed blonde beard, Jackson wears a full gear belt. I really don't want to hear about his attire. My normal shift is 7 to 5, but if something happens outside those hours, we make adjustments. During a storm, we're all just hunkered down waiting. The first part of his shift today, then, is to try to figure out what the night's previous storm did to his town. We trudge up Green Street, and I lag behind more than once on my hands and knees to dig loose snow out of the to dig a loose shoe out of the snow. Whew, words. I tell myself it's because I was using the park's disintegrating snowshoes, but really it's because I'm not in anything close to ranger shape. It's a hell of a workout just trying to cross the snow-filled street. On our walk, Jackson tells me that he didn't used to believe that snow blindness was an actual thing until he lived it for himself. Actually, what is snow blindness? Do any of you guys know?
I did once,
Not-
actually, but
I thought it was
It-
the effect of the sunlight reflecting off the snow into your eyes.
And
Yeah, it actually,
then-
You actually have to wear
either that or
sunglasses
when it's a
in your-
snowstorm, it makes everything white.
That could be it.
No, it
It could be
it
either.
actually
I mean,
it's too much. It's the bright light actually burning on your retina, and that's why up in the way north they'll wear like sunglasses. They're just little slits for just the small amount of light to come through. Otherwise, it will actually can leave you totally blind in the long
Well,
run if you're not careful with it.
Ion was Ion's version was more correct. It's basically when your corneas get a sunburn because of all the UV coming off the snow.
That's
Right.
And
But it
so
can
does
leave
that
some
mean that you
blindness.
does it make you actually blind?
Yeah, it,
can if
It
it's-
doesn't
if-
feel good.
It says disorienting.
So anyway, how it can sunburn your corneas if you're not wearing protection. Okay, the sunburn, that's right. He tells me how he'd heard that members of the Donner Party experienced that during their infamous winter of cannibalism. That happened not too far from here, we both know. Ooh, that's interesting.
Donner, party of 4.
Oh.
Donner, party of 3.
That was funny. We hit the crossroads where Bodie's Green and Main Streets meet. More accurately, 5 feet above the crossroads on our way to the Wheaton and Hollis Hotel. Built in 1885, this building originally handled the applications for the purchase of the government land. It's where any specters who held crooked, bigoted power back in the day would be imprisoned in a state of forever haunt. You know, ghosts actually exist. Wait, what? I did not understand that sentence. Maybe I didn't read it right. I'm sure I just read it right. Okay. The 2-story structure, now stuck in its last incarnation as one of Bodie's hotels, is one of the park's main attractions. On a sunny day, visitors peer through the front windows to glimpse the bar, the tall mirror behind it, the old cast iron stove, the pool table where 2 cues still rest on the dust-covered felt. Don't touch the dust when we go in, Jackson says. Don't touch the dust?
Remember that story?
It's part of the ambiance.
Got lost out in the woods and went to Venus. Might be the same thing.
I'm pretty sure the dust was just as deep as the snow.
Probably not, because dust is.
It's important for all the photographers. They like how it looks.
Wow.
We walk inside, and I notice an old kettle that's been dusted by snow. We look closer and see a subtle crack in the window. Maybe it gave way during the previous night's storm, maybe sometime before. That'll need to be fixed. So Jackson makes a mental note before we continue our rounds to make sure the other artifacts are okay. Meals at all hours. Wow. The thing is, look at the snow in the window back there. It's just totally buried. See, now that's one of those telegraph machines right there, isn't it?
That's
Right
what
there
I'm
again.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not electricity, it's telegraph lines.
Okay.
How did you guys know that?
A lucky guess. There's these.
In the chat. Emily was telling us all about it.
So there's these people who've watched American Pickers, and they come and ask, how much do you think this is worth? Jackson says, walking through the hotel's back hallways, pointing to the tin wall paneling. It's priceless history in my mind, but you see people with dollar signs in their eyes. He finishes up his inspection, and we prep ourselves to head back into the cold. If no one was up here for winter, I genuinely believe we'd be looted. As the story goes, in 1859, 4 prospectors discovered gold in the desert valley north of Mono Lake, near what would soon become the California-Nevada border. One of them was named W.S. Bodie. No one's sure what the W or the S stood for. He froze to death that winter, and the survivors named the area after him. A game of telephone ended with the erroneously Bodie spelling, B-O-D-I-E. Other miners trickled in, but it wasn't until 1875 when a mine cave-in exposed a gold vein that the big city moneyed interests got involved. They invested in infrastructure, famously claimed over telegraph blast that the mines are looking well, and soon came the flood of miners as well as those mining the miners. In the restaurants, hardware stores, opium dens, and red light district, the boom was on. At its peak around 1879 or 1880, somewhere between 6,000 and 10,000 people lived in Bodie, with 40 to 50 new people arriving by stagecoach every day. Many worked in one of the town's 9 stamp mills, or at one of its 200 restaurants, which served delicacies like oysters on the half shell, imported all the way from San Francisco, where they could, when they could, they drank the town's, in the town's, 65 saloons, where they'd often get
Dang.
involved in skirmishes that gave Bodie its rep as one of the gold rush's most dangerous towns. There were reputed
I bet I know what WS stood for. It
what?
was probably for who starved. Bodie.
Uh, let's see. There were reputed to be 6 shootings a week. Okay, so that's a lot of shootings. I mean, that's
Portland.
almost one person a day, right? So 365 days in a year minus 52 for one less per week
Divided
gives
by
you.
65 saloons is a per saloon.
It didn't say 6 shootings per saloon. It just says 6 shootings a week.
I know.
Oh. No, I'm just saying that that's basically like 310 shootings a year.
That's not everybody dying, though. They just got shot. Don't mean they're dead.
Well, I mean, true, but do you really want to take that chance? I don't know. So, one infamous Bodie story goes that during a night ball at the Miners' Union Hall, 2 men got into a verbal altercation over one of them dancing with the other man's wife. They were separated, but one came back a few minutes later, shot the other fellow in the head, and rode off into the night. An impromptu vigilante group caught up with the murderer, a man named Joseph DeRoche. 6 miles later, that means Joseph of the Mountain, 6 miles later, they brought him back to the town and hung him from the tree where the murder had occurred. Tour guides still proclaim that the 601 rode that night. What does that mean? Oh, the code that the vigilante group gave itself. Weird.
The posse, if you will.
It stands for 6 feet under, no judge, 1 rope. Wow. Dang.
Lesson learned: if you're going to murder somebody, have the fastest horse in town.
Right.
Just saying.
For a brief moment in time, there was even a movement within Bodie to turn the town into the state's capital, but that idea dried up with the mines. The living conditions in Bodie were harsh, and other boom towns lured workers away. Mules got stuck in the Main Street mud, and their corpses remained until the snow thawed. The soil's extreme alkalinity meant that the trees didn't grow, and firewood had to be purchased from nearby Mono Lake. It cost a week's worth of wages to heat your home for 2 weeks, which isn't a very sustainable way of life. When the gold and silver were mostly gone, it didn't make much sense for most folks to stay out there. In 1892, a fire burned down a chunk of the town, leaving only spare stragglers among the increasingly vacant structures. They survived on occasional scores from private mines until 1942, when the U.S. government banned any mining not considered essential for the war effort. And that was that for that town. Let's see.
Yep.
Yes, a few odd loners stayed helpless as the town was slowly picked over by invading scavengers. In 1962, the state of California purchased the land to be used as an historical park, to be kept in a state of arrested decay. This means keeping the buildings upright, but also never adding new ones, not even explanatory plaques, keeping it as close to how it was as possible, as if encased in formaldehyde. It also meant that this town in the middle of nowhere needed a year-round staff.
Can you imagine the plaque? Behold, this Biffy. We don't know why it's here, but it's here.
You know, I wonder if the decaying things that are in the street are still there too. You know.
Well, presumably they would have been moved out during the summertime.
Behold, these windows.
They're wanting to keep it in a constant state of decay. So I guess that this town is somewhere where that, you know, fabled crystal cave is, right?
What?
I thought that was a different article.
No,
It was. That was the Brown Mountain.
That was the Brown Mountain.
I mean, you know, it's all Rocky Mountains, Western old jive.
Western old jive. Yeah, that's a new one.
Wasn't the Brown Mountain? Isn't that in North Carolina though?
I thought it was. What someone said, Area
There's
50.
a lot of mountains involved, and it's very happy to me, a mountain troll, to hear all this story about mountains. I'm just saying.
Okay, I think that actually my voice is done reading because it has been pretty shot from this last weekend. So I'm just about done with all
How
of
did
that.
you enjoy that, by the way?
What?
How did you enjoy the Las Vegas?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. The Enchanted Forest Experience where I ferried it up was stunning. Seriously, it was pure magic erected in the middle of what is just basically kind of this empty park, and there was giant flowers and mushrooms that were 10 feet tall. It was awesome. I met so many cool new fairies, and Seamus the Satyr, and there was Dryad Dan, Dryad Dave, can't exactly remember, but there was a Dryad. Yeah, I can't remember his exact name. And I met a bumblebee, and I met, let's see, Tansy the fairy, and Stormy the fairy, and a whole bunch of mermaids, like a whole host of mermaids, but they were from
What were mermaids
the Great
doing
Salt
out in the
Lake.
middle of the desert?
Because they came from the Great Salt Lake, which is where they're from, in order to be in the Enchanted Forest and bring it to life. And they were amazing.
Were they
Salt Lake
dehydrated?
City or Salt Lake mermaids are called mermaids.
I think that Salt Lake mermaids have an easier job than the other mers because they don't even have to try to float.
Right?
We all float down here.
Oh.
I don't know about all this.
Yes, so they were amazing, and we may yet see some of the Great Salt Lake mermaids at Fairyblossom next year. We talked about it a little bit, so I have established lines of communication in that direction. Waves.
Oh, waves of communication.
They carry my message in the bottle. So yes, so it was absolutely amazing. I actually wish all of you guys could have been there because you would have loved it. And next year is gonna be so exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. So that was pretty fun. But now we have the Dumb Supper coming up on November 9th, and so I'm looking forward to that. I just got my nails done for the Dumb Supper. See, look at the colors of my nails. Can you guys see them? Wait. I should stop.
Yeah, you should change the screen in there.
Oh,
okay.
Fairy Princess Lolly?
What?
Well, 2 weeks from now, I will be
haunting people.
On account of how much dross I have to give out, I will be working 2 Wednesdays from now at the haunt to earn dross.
That's right. Slave count Morbid. Slave away. Yes. Actually,
Yes.
Are you comfortable
like
talking
probation,
about your
isn't it?
haunt a little bit to folks out there and letting them know, or is that
a little bit? I certainly recommend the Fear PDX haunt. Certainly recommend it.
It was
Very
good last
scary.
year.
I also recommend. We recommend all of the local haunts. Clark County
Support your local
Fairgrounds
haunt scene.
is good because it's also got like it's got a fair going on around it. There are carnival rides and a midway and vendors and stuff.
Oh wow!
But certainly I'm partial to Fear PDX because of all the wonderful makeups and costumings and design and scariness and stuff.
There's also a haunted corn maze out at Sylvia Island, isn't there?
Yes, but it doesn't have Count Morbid, so you know.
No, it does not.
That's right.
That is true.
So I do want to say that in 2 weeks, please keep an eye on our Facebook because I will not be here, and so whether or not we have a stream in 2 weeks is
I'll be running it.
It's up to whether or not we can hash out whether or not Gunther should run it. I don't know if that's going to be a thing or not.
You know what? I will tell you this straight up. I will tell you this straight up. If you don't let me run the news, I'm going to do my own thing that day, and you don't want me to do that.
That's
All hail
scary.
Princess Gunther.
So that's a thing. And, yes, because I will be far, far away out of New Fairy and into Old World Fairy. So across the pond.
By the
Also,
way,
there are tickets on sale for the Samhain supper, the dumb supper we're having.
Dumb supper, yeah.
Yes, tickets are in the low bar. So if
So
you
make sure
are
you hit the low bar and come eat with the dead.
Also,
And
Yes.
anyone in Portland who wants to dress as nicely as I do, starting today, but through Sunday, the Mr. Formal Outlet Clearance Store is having their big annual sale, which you can Google or
Is
probably
there
see on my page.
Morbid, you shouldn't tease the audience like that. Nobody can dress as nice as you do.
so, sorry,
Well, they
Princess
can try.
Polly, is
They
there
can
going to be a
try.
costume party then? There too
At where? At what?
at the dumb supper.
Well, I don't know if there's going to be a costume party, but it is a formal banquet. So, yes, get dressed up. There shall be dancing and there what?
I can't dance. Neither can Ion. Stop it, Ion. Ion went straight to Quentin Tarantino, and I'm sitting there going, no.
Yeah, because
Back to the Bat Steve from Batman.
Yeah, that was Adam West.
I think it's like this, not like this. Like
No,
this.
he's doing the Adam West.
Ion, I believe you'll find it's called the Bat Tusi.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm not making that up. That's actually called the Bat Tusi.
Okay.
So we actually are supposed to go.
There's going to be a bunch of people trying to dance. That's what we're saying.
Okay. Do you think I should try to give away the last ghost and then we should go, or should we just go?
Last ghost and then
No.
I know what I'll do. Last ghost. If you want the last ghost for the evening, it is a $2 or more super chat. I will wait for just a little bit of the Jeopardy song. All super chats tonight are going to Gunther's Toothfairy Fund. So if you want the last ghost, because it's almost 10 o'clock, dum, 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 dum. Don't leave me home alone. I really hate to feel like nobody wants me. Please, super chat.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun. all of my rhymes have apparently died, right? I am the last ghost, but I have the most. I hear music? Oh my god. Stop that. God. Stop it. Stop. I'm muting you all one by one.
It was morbid. You know it was morbid.
All right. Nobody wants you, Mr. Ghost. This is why you're probably sad and angry and left your graveyard to begin with. What's your name anyway?
Not even Count Morbid wants you. That's sad.
Oh.
I would think that Count Morbid would want to buy it to have to avoid paying more draws. Just
yeah, Count Morbid, you can buy your own ghost so you don't have to pay draws. Hint, hint. Okay, then we shall say good evening because we've actually been here quite a little. Emily's taking it. All right, Emily.
I think Emily's got the most ghosts of all of us.
Emily has quite the package coming, so because I have a few more ghosts that my pen has apparently decided to stop working now. Let's see if I can fix that.
What happens at your age?
It probably has the most ghosts out of all of us at this point.
I think that may be true too.
I mean, I have 6.
Anton, you have the ghost of Anton Tony Kepper.
His name's Tony.
got it right, Tony.
Tony.
I feel like we need to get Reno the Red Cap involved. The most ghosts out of all of us.
No, I think that earlier I might have just had my screen scrolled up because that time I saw Emily's thing come through. So I might have just had it scrolled up and wasn't seeing messages. So, all right, everybody, Thank you all for joining us. We hypothetically will be here again in 2 weeks, like normal. Remember, if you want to enter the drawing for the hand crocheted fan and the hand crocheted horns from ZomBambie Crochet, please leave a comment for us in the comment section after we log out of this video, not in the live comment section. Normally we have a magic word that we ask people to leave, so let's just go with the word. Let's just go with the word boo. Let's go with the word boo.
I was going to say
What?
skulls.
Oh my God.
Skulls. Go with
ZomBambie.
okay. Leave the magic word skulls in the comments, and you will then be entered to win. If you are on our Patreon, you are automatically entered to win no matter what. You get extra entries for then leaving comments, and links to Patreon are also in the low bar. Love everybody, and we shall see you here. Count Morbid, get your that is so weird. Uh-oh. It's like, I will see you later. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. And do, 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 do.